Good afternoon. This is the Spooky Lockpicker. I'm here today to talk to you about this American lock and hopefully pick it open. This is the American Lock 5200 with the bump stop pin. Now this shouldn't be too tough of a pick. This bump stop edition, it has that special bump stop pin, but everything else is just a standard pin. Unfortunately, it has been kicking my butt. I got this thing 2 or 3 weeks ago and have not been able to get it open. That changed today. I picked it up to give it a try, and it came open pretty easy. It's just like something flipped in my head, and before I wasn't even able to tell when the pins were binding, but yeah, got it open today. I'm sure this is something that we've all experienced. Got a lock that shouldn't be that hard, but it just, for whatever reason, doesn't click for you right away. So we are going to see if we can get this open again. And this is going to be my entry into Butcher Block's 156 subscriber giveaway. I will be attacking this lock with this Z-bar, this Sparrow's pry bar, and these two short hooks from Sparrow's in 15 thousandths and 25 thousandths. If you're drinking along at home, I am just enjoying vodka today. I'm not going to bother putting up a recipe. If you can't figure out how to pour some vodka in a glass, then really there's nothing I can do to help you. I will tell you that this is Members Mark American vodka, just Sam's Club brand, and it is fantastic. I highly recommend it. It is no joke, despite being dirt cheap, the smoothest vodka I have had. It is the only vodka that I will drink straight. So let's bring out the vise and get started. Alright, let's get started with bottom of the keyway tension with this Z-bar and the thicker of the two hooks. And this is really just to get that first bump stop pin. He does tend to overset the key pin. So I'm just going to light, although I can see that key pin down there, so we're fine. Alright, I'm going to switch to top of the keyway tension and the thinner of my hooks to get the rest of these. Move them back. C2 feels loose. 3 is, click on 3. And 4 feels tight. I can't tell if I set him or just slipped off the warding. Let's see how 5 feels. Yeah, just gotta click on 5. Let's head back to the front and see what we can find. Huh. There's 1, 2. I think I accidentally set him. Let's hold this up. 3, 4. There he is. 5 just needed a little extra tickle, and that got us open. Alright, let's get this guy apart and have a look at what's inside. I do have the key here. Oh yeah, it's key retaining. So, like most American locks, this has a screw down the shackle hole, which will very shortly drop everything out. Did not mean for that to fall out of frame like that. Sorry, but this isn't exactly a high security lock, so I don't think anybody's going to be cheating on this one. Just keep him close by and get our gutting case here. We'll need the pinning tray. We'll need the smaller metal follower. We'll need some tweezers. Now, these guys, let's see, let's focus here. Well, these guys are a little weird. Let's see if I can get that here. Let's see here. Yeah, there's no like screw piece or C-clip. The plug is actually crimped in there. There, you can sort of see it there. Yeah, there we go. It's not too tough to get it out of there though. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the key in there and bring out the vise again. I'm going to use this vise to squeeze that plug out. Now I have found that you can just pull it out, but if you do it that way, you will end up flinging pins all over the room. So something a little bit more controlled is definitely the way to go. All right, now we'll start. Oh, hey, how about the follower? All right. We'll start with the key pins here, but there's not going to be anything too interesting here. These are all going to be just standard pins. There we go. The only real interesting thing on this lock is up top here, because that first pin, we've got that that bump stop in there. And the rest of these are just standard, so who cares where they go or where they came from. Standard, 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 standard. All the springs are the same. Nothing interesting there. Just standard springs you'd expect to see in a lock like this. Alright, so let's talk about this bump stop pin. Pretty interesting. If you look close, it's got sort of a weird shape. It has also conical pieces at the top and bottom. And what that does, it's also a little oversized, and that conical piece will fit down to the plug, but the rest will just sit on top. Whoops. Get back here. Yeah, the rest will just sit on top. And what that does is it keeps you from bumping the lock open. And there's a shot of the pins. Like I said, they are all just standard except for that bump stop pin. Now, one thing with that bump stop pin that I think a person could do something real interesting to make for a very tough pick. Since that bump stop is oversized and sits above the plug, what you could do, I think, is put the bump stop pin with its little tiny key pin that you literally have to lift to the very top of the keyway so it's flush with the top. You sandwich that in between a couple longer pins. Ideally 0 set pins if it's not going to violate max to the point that your key's not going to work. You might have to go through a couple combinations of plugs and casings to get that binding order right. But what that'll do is, since this is oversized, these guys will end up in that shear line. And as soon as this clicks, those are going to get overset. I think that could make for a very challenging pick. But again, on this one, this was right at the front, so there was nothing going on there to add any kind of real difficulty from it. So if you have any locks that have given you more trouble than they have any right to, go ahead and tell me about them in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe, and until next time, you have a great day.